Hey, this is Stasek. I'm here with my buddy Scotty. What's up, Scotty?
Hey, how's it going?
Awesome. Uh, Scotty Boiani, longtime friend. Shit. How
30
long we known
years.
each-
30 years.
30 years?
Yeah, back to 7th grade.
Damn, we're old.
Yeah. It's 12 then.
We ran
42
around
now.
Greenbrier together, Valley Forge together.
Yeah.
And even-
Everywhere in between.
and
yeah.
everywhere in between and
Yeah.
after. So knowing the Boiani family for over 30 years, and it's a great family. And you know, we're here because we're doing a benefit this year, and it's Rockin' Restock. And we did this last year, and it's been done in the years past to benefit the food bank. And when I heard what Scotty was going through and his family was going through, we decided it was really just an easy decision to add Scott as a beneficiary to this year's Rockin' Restock. So I just wanted to introduce everybody to Scott, so you know who Scotty is. He's got a ton of friends. Everybody loves him, and I believe after you kind of just hear the story and everything, you will too. So Scott, kind of just give me an idea of this year. It's been a shitty year.
Yeah, this year kind of took a turn for the worse. My health started to fail. I was losing tons of weight. I couldn't sleep, and then my wife and my cousin noticed that I had some physical effects that were noticeable in my face. Started to lose some motor skills on my left side of my face. My cheek was like hanging, kind of like symptoms of like a stroke. But we noticed that well, my left eye was watering. My saliva glands were watering like crazy. I was drooling, and
Yeah.
so we knew something was fucked up and or wrong with me. I know my jaw locked up, and I couldn't swallow, I couldn't move, and was basically choking on the water and the pills, and I knew that I was going down. So
Oh my God.
I grabbed onto the counter, let myself down to the floor real easy, and then went into a what do they call it, seizure. And so I was lucky that Judy had practiced with that with her students and stuff, so she made sure that, you know, she knew what to do. I laid on my side, that I didn't choke on my tongue or anything.
Right. Jesus.
And next thing I know, I'm scooped up and taking me in an ambulance ride to
And what month was this?
that was in May.
In May.
And then we got there, they found a giant tumor the size of a kiwi in my brain. And then they took me down to University Hospital as a case. And 4 days later, I was getting my new scars.
God, that had to be. I mean, all of a sudden you kind of knew something was wrong, but then when that hit, that's had to be when it got scary, because
No
you're like,
idea.
it's
Yeah, you have
shit
no
serious
idea.
now.
Yeah, and then you're talking about life and death, and
Right.
well, even to go for surgery, they had told my wife. I didn't know what was going on because they had me so doped up, but
Right.
they told her that when I woke up, I may never be able to use my left side of my body again, you know. And when I woke up, I couldn't move
This is
my.
before surgery. Really?
And then when I woke up in the hospital, I couldn't move my left arm, I couldn't move my left leg, I couldn't stand, I couldn't.
So were they thinking it was a stroke at that point? Because they didn't know.
No.
Oh, they knew that it was.
No, they
that
knew.
at that-
Yeah,
okay.
we went to Parma. I had a scan. It showed the tumor, and then they told my wife. They said, you know, we're going to remove the tumor, but there's a high risk that he may never use his left side of his body again, because of, you know, the right side of your brain controls left side of your
left
body.
side, yeah, right.
Left side, and I was lucky actually, because the left side of your brain does so much more important things. You know, like, not to say that decision making and emotion and stuff isn't important, but that's what it affected for me. That's where the tumor was, in that area
Right.
that controls those emotions and those thoughts.
Right.
But
So they'd made the decision. You had to go. You had to go under. They had to get this thing taken out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Didn't you say something about the type it was?
Yeah,
There's different types. And
yeah,
this
it's
is
called glioblastoma.
It's aggressive.
It's the most aggressive tumor that there is. Most people live about 12 weeks after they get diagnosed. That's about it. 12 to 14 weeks is what they give you.
Wow.
And then if you go through standard care treatment, which is your chemo and radiation, they'll add 4 months to your life expectancy for that.
God, I mean, I just can't imagine, because I've never experienced obviously cancer, but personally, but I've lost family members, several, to cancer. My mom just found out she had cancer last year. In fact, Rockin' Restock last year, she was getting her procedure figured out and wasn't able to attend because of cancer.
Wow.
And so it's definitely touched me, but I mean, that's got to change your complete perspective on life at that point. I mean, you're just not looking at the next day the same way when you're thinking, I just may not wake up from this, or I may not make it through this. And I mean, you're June, you're going through, you're about to go have your brain cut open. You had to be fucking scared.
Oh, I didn't honestly, I didn't know. I wish I guess I'm kind of glad I didn't know what was going on, because it would have been scary, but they had me so doped up that I didn't even know what was going on.
Right.
Matter of fact, I thought I had surgery that night that I had the seizure, but it was 4 days later. I didn't even know.
You were out of it.
Yeah, they had me so...
That is probably better, because that's how do you even... I mean, the amount of stress could have caused even more things. If you
and all you think about now is, I got a 7-year-old daughter, and you think about, your daughter, your kid, your family, loved ones, your friends.
Well, that's the first thing I think about is my kids and wife. And
they come first. Yeah.
God. So the surgery went well. And
was very lucky.
It was in June, and kind of just walk us through what's been going on since you gotten out.
Well, I got diagnosed on May 13th, and I had the tumor removed, and they tell me I'm doing pretty good. I'm ahead of schedule for most cases, but most cases the patients are much older, because this type of cancer doesn't usually affect people of our age. It's usually they're much older.
Okay. So right now treatment is it are you in
I've been on a break for 4 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was like every day for a while, and then now you take a break and you're about to cycle again.
I get a 4-week break, and then I go back on for 6 weeks, and then I go 4 weeks off, and then 6 weeks on. And, but I have six week terms to go, like treatments to go.
6 weeks.
Yeah, so I have 36 weeks.
Yeah. Wow. So this is going to take you well into 2017.
Oh yeah.
With treatments.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming you have some bad days, you got some good days, some
yeah,
better days.
A lot of days you're just tired, where you barely get out of your chair, where your legs are so tired that you can't stand for more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
But you have some good days too, and you have days where your brain is working better, and then you have some days where your body's working better, and then you have some days where your body's weak, or your mind is failing, or you're very forgetful. And I mean, one of the worst for me that I hate is it's hard to talk. Like I used to be able to, I was a pretty good talker and speak very clearly, and now I feel like it's hard to get the words out, I'm kind of fighting to get things out, like it's here, but then to get it from here out of my mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, but just so you know, I think you're speaking just fine. I mean, and I do remember the first time I came to pick you up, and we went out that evening just to talk about Rockin' Restock and everything. Just from there till now, I've seen the 360-degree difference in just your not that it was even bad then, but that pause was just a little bit more than, I mean, it seems, I couldn't tell a difference now between the old talking to old Scotty before the surgery, to be really honest with you. But I mean, that's just me, and I understand that you
feel that way.
You're probably like fighting to get it out at that speed. I'm not seeing you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it doesn't look like
mind, to do it, but
yeah, it does feel that way sometimes, and especially you're trying to think of something from a week ago or 2 weeks ago or whatever, and you try to put the pieces together. It just doesn't.
Yeah, and I mean, this really has nothing to do with Rockin' Restock or anything like that. But I mean, personally, I always, I got to work on staying positive sometimes, and everybody does. It's hard because you get curveballs thrown at you, and I think that for anybody listening to this, the majority of anybody seeing this video, the majority, probably 98%, do not get thrown a curveball like what you've get. I mean, people get bummed out and depressed and just pissed off over things, maybe something that happened at work or somebody that cut them off on the street. They're not getting a brain tumor the size of almost a baseball taken out of their head like you have. What do you do on a daily basis to just keep you up and keep you going and giving you hope, because at the end of the day, like, I think that your mental attitude has a big influence on your recovery, and you're making you're either making progress, because if you let yourself slip into a bad place mentally, it could actually affect you physically. I believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you been doing? I mean,
I just try to focus on my daughter, and focus on making sure that I get to see her smile every day,
Yeah. Awesome, bro.
And just see that she's doing good in school. And
man, the kids, that's not hard to put a smile on your face when you see that little girl.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome, brother. Well, man, I appreciate you just telling your story, and I appreciate you letting us, help you in this benefit.
I appreciate you
everything.
guys, and the city of Cleveland's gonna appreciate this too.
We're gonna have a good time, no doubt, brother.
Yeah.
Love you, bro.
Love you too. Thanks,
Man,
Scott.
absolutely.